Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. Today's video we're going to be talking about how to manifest anything that you desire. This is every single step from start to finish to manifest anything. This is like your little manifestation masterclass. So instead of scrolling through YouTube trying to piece together information from so many different videos to try to figure out manifestation in its entirety, this is going to be the one video that has everything that you need to know to manifest anything from start to finish. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. Step number one to manifesting anything that you desire is to get clear about what it is that you want. So writing down exactly what it is that you desire and getting specific about it. So instead of just writing, I want a relationship, you would write down exactly what that relationship would feel like, what is their personality like, what exactly do you want to manifest, and what are the specifics of that. If you're trying to manifest your dream career, what would your day be like? What would your schedule be like? Would you have a laptop lifestyle, being able to work wherever you want in the world, or would you be in an office, or would you have your own business? What would that be like? Create a vision, and then what you're going to want to do is to write it down as if it's already happened. So if you want a relationship in your life, you would write down, I just attracted my dream partner. I just manifested my soulmate, and he is so amazing. He treats me so good. He buys me flowers every week. We go out to dinner. We travel together. We just went to Egypt and we just went to Mexico, and we had all these great experiences, and this is what this person is like, da 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 da. You would get specific and you would write it down as if it's already happened. And the reason why you want to do this is because it really tricks the mind into thinking that something has already occurred, which puts you in the energetic state as if it's already happened. When we write things down and we say, oh, I just want da 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 da, you create the energy as if you don't have it. The energetics behind writing, I desire a relationship, desire implies that you do not have it, because we wouldn't desire it if it was already there. So you want to write it down in present tense, because this really creates a difference in energy, because it says that you've already received it. And one of the keys to manifesting is embodying the energy as if you've already received something. So when you journal things down as if they've already happened, this is when you get into that state. And what you also want to do is make sure that there's no negative words in anything that you're writing. One of the most common examples of this is writing down, I have no more debt. Debt is a negative word, and to the subconscious mind, it doesn't matter what prefixes were written in that sentence. If you're writing debt, your subconscious mind is automatically thinking about debt rather than about abundance or financial wealth. It's the same thing as if I tell you right now, do not think of a blue elephant. Don't. You are going to automatically think about a blue elephant. The subconscious mind hears the words and thinks of the words that you are putting out there. So if you're writing, I don't want debt, you are subconsciously telling yourself to focus on debt. We don't want to focus on debt. Instead, we want to focus on the financial abundance. So instead, we'd write something like, I have so much financial abundance to pay for everything I need and desire. That is much better. But of course, you'd want to put this in your own words to reflect what it is that you are trying to attract. But the key takeaways of step number one is to get clear on what it is that you desire, write it down in present tense as if it's already happened, and make sure that there are no negative words. And if there are, you need to rewrite it in a different way so that there's no negative words of things that you do not want to attract. Step number two in manifesting is to visualize and feel as if it's already happened. The reason being is because your emotions are key to manifesting. So if you can get into emotional alignment with what it is that you want, and you can feel as if something's already happened, this is changing your vibrational state. This is raising your vibration. Once you feel as if something's already happened, the brain does not know the difference between physical reality and imagination. So when you're imagining that something's already happened, your brain is logging that as a memory, and this really helps you break out of limiting beliefs. It helps you break out of fears that might be holding you back. It helps you break out of doubts that might arise, because now you're telling your brain, this thing has already happened. I'm feeling the emotions if it's already happened. And so your brain thinks that this thing is happening right now, which really helps you break out of those limiting beliefs, the fears, and all those other things that are around this that might be stopping you subconsciously from manifesting it into your reality. So when you can feel it, all of a sudden you break all of those things that might have been holding you back, and you get into vibrational alignment with what you're trying to attract in your life, which is ultra important. Once your vibration matches what you desire, you're going to begin calling it in faster than ever. So an exercise that I like to do is read through my list that I wrote that's in present tense, and I reread it as many times as I need to until I start embodying the feeling as if that thing has already happened. So after you've successfully successfully completed step number 2, which is embodying the emotions and feeling them click as if something's already happened in your life, even though it hasn't, once you feel that emotion, you've set everything into alignment. You've already set up the momentum of attracting your desire your way. And step number 3 is the most important step of this process. Every step is important, but this step is so ultra important. And this is where I notice a lot of people fail in their manifestation process because they don't embody step number 3. Step number 3 is to trust. You have to trust that everything that's happening in your life thereon after is in ultimate alignment with what you're manifesting. Because anytime that you manifest, there's gonna be stuff that ends up changing in your life. And it might be stuff that you didn't even expect to be changing or going wrong or shifting in unexpected ways. You have to trust that everything that's happening from then on out is in alignment with what you're manifesting. Because trust allows us to stay in a high vibrational state. When we don't trust and we are worried that we're not manifesting what it is that we want, all of a sudden we go right back to a lower vibrational state where we start worrying and we start questioning and we start wondering like, oh my God, did I do something wrong? Maybe I didn't manifest hard enough. Maybe I did this wrong. Maybe I'm falling out of alignment. Once you start doing all of those questions, you are falling out of alignment with what you want, because that vibration and those thinking patterns are not in alignment with what you want. But when you can trust and you trust that everything that happens there on out is in alignment with what you want, this is where the magic occurs, and this is where you're able to stay in that high vibe state. And you've probably seen a lot of manifestation videos on the power of detachment and how detachment helps you manifest. Well, detachment is the same thing as trust, because when you trust so much that the universe is going to bring you to your desire, and you trust so much in yourself that you know you can achieve that desire, that is the same as detachment. Because detachment is when we're letting go of the outcome. Detachment is not forgetting about what you're trying to manifest and detaching from it and being like, I don't care about my desire anymore. That's not the proper detachment. The detachment we're trying to achieve is the trusting detachment. When you trust so much that your manifestation is going to come true, you will not be so attached to all the different things that are going wrong. This is allowing the universe to work its magic. Because when we don't trust, we might be trying to control every single little thing. And we might be thinking, oh no, I need to make sure that this happens this way, and I need to make sure that this path doesn't close down, and I need to make sure that I'm going in this direction. And the universe might be trying to guide you in a much easier way to your desire, and might be trying to guide you in the best possible direction. But if you're trying to control every single little thing in your life, you're going to find that you reach a lot of resistance, and you're going to find that you fall into a lot of fears or worries and wondering if things are going right or wondering if things are going wrong. And this is a lower vibrational state. However, when you can trust in the magic of you, the magic of the universe, and knowing that as long as you hold on to that emotional energy, and as long as you know how to come back to the emotion of your desire, that's where the magic is. And that's where you're going to be divinely guided to your desire. But you need to trust that any little small change that's going on outside, any other thing actually is in alignment, because the universe works in mysterious ways. And sometimes it'll cause an ending of something, or sometimes it'll cause conflict in order to shift us in the right direction of what we're manifesting. Sometimes we get attached to a specific outcome, which might not actually be the thing that we're manifesting. I'm gonna give you an example to paint this picture a little bit better. I wanna manifest my soulmate, but Jimmy keeps rejecting me. I must not be manifesting hard enough or something. I thought you wanted to manifest your soulmate, right? Yes, I've done the scripting, I've done the visualization, but Jimmy still isn't acting like my soulmate. So there must be something else I can do, like a ritual or some other type of thing. But what? I know Jimmy's my soulmate. He's the most perfect guy I've ever met. Well, if he was perfect, wouldn't he also see you as his soulmate? Well, yeah, which is probably why I need to manifest harder. But if you just trust, Jimmy. Wait, stop. I have your soulmate here, Jason, but if you just stop spending so much time on Jimmy, I can make room to make this happen. So this was a fun little example to show you what it's like when we're not trusting in our manifestation and in ourselves and in the universe. Because when we do not trust, we likely stay attached to an outcome that might not be what we're actually manifesting. So sometimes we get attached to the idea of a certain outcome and we're not listening even when it's saying no, 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 no right in our face, and it's trying to push us in another direction. Whenever the universe is really trying to alter your direction, it might be because there's some revisions that we need to do in our path, or there's some sort of growth or learning involved. But in this example, if she just listened to all the rejections that she was getting, she'd probably be more open to maybe it's not Jimmy. Maybe Jimmy isn't the perfect match, because wouldn't my perfect match also want me back. So when we lack trust, we tend to stay attached to outcomes that might not actually be the perfect outcome for us. And when we lack trust, we're not good at detaching and being open to all the possibilities that might actually be there. But when we can trust, we know that everything that we're going to be doing, we are open to the divine plan of the universe, and we're open to the changes and the shifts that might have to take place to get us where we want to be. So one of the key takeaways here is to know that everything is always working in your favor, but you have to trust that and you have to believe that. A couple personal examples that I'm going to give you really quick just to really solidify the power of trusting is back in 2020, I was trying to manifest the most amazing, beautiful home. And I really wanted to manifest a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house with concrete floors, floor to ceiling windows. I wanted it to be in a very specific city on a very specific street overlooking the ocean. That is what I wanted to manifest. I had no idea how I'd manifest that, especially because what I wanted was probably definitely going to be out of my price range. However, all of a sudden I was scrolling through Zillow and all of a sudden the most perfect place popped up, although it wasn't on the exact street that I wanted, but it was pretty dang close. I went to go view this house and it was really beautiful and I applied, but I got rejected. And my first thought was, oh my goodness, I don't think I'm manifesting hard enough. I might not have meditated enough. I might not have scripted enough. Maybe I wasn't embodying the emotion. Maybe I fell out of alignment with this thing. And so I kept reapplying, and then I sent even more documents to confirm my income, to confirm all these different things. And it was easily within my budget, but I kept getting rejected. And I tried for 2 whole weeks to get this place. And then they ended up just saying, no, we're not accepting you. It's not happening. And I was thinking to myself, I must have messed up something in my manifestation process for me not to get that place. This doesn't make any sense. I need to manifest more. I need to do more so I can somehow manifest that place. And then all of a sudden I realized the power of trusting, and I was like, wait a second. If that didn't work out, I need to trust that that was in divine alignment with what I'm trying to manifest. I have to start trusting that. And immediately, right when I began trusting that again, that's when my energy changed, and all of a sudden I felt high vibe again. I wasn't worried or concerned that I wasn't doing enough, because that's a low vibrational state that takes our power away and brings us out of alignment with what we're trying to manifest. But as soon as you can begin trusting again, no matter what's happening externally, when you can begin trusting again, all of a sudden you get back to that high vibe state and you feel great again, which puts you in energetic alignment with what you want. And it was weird because the exact day that I started doing that, I was sitting on the beach, the one that I was trying to manifest my house on, and I was scrolling through Zillow again, and I had this weird intuition that I should just look at houses that were outside of my price range, although there was no way I would afford a place outside of my price range. But I had this weird intuitive feeling like, just look anyway, because what if one day you could afford something that was more expensive? So I upped my price range, and all of a sudden I saw this house that was my absolute dream house. Concrete floors, floor to ceiling windows, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, had the most beautiful ocean view, and it was right above the beach that I was just on. I could walk for 1 minute and be right at this house right now. So maybe I should call and see if I can just go view it for fun. Even though there's no way I can afford this place, maybe I can just call and see if I can get a viewing. So I called, and the landlord answered and said that he would be happy to show it to me. So I go and view this place. I'm walking around it, and it's the most stunning, most beautiful dream place I could have ever imagined. And so I'm there, and then the landlord asks me, hey, do you want to apply? And I said, honestly, I'd love to, but it's out of my budget. And he was like, you know what, just apply anyway and let's see what happens. And at the time, there was already an applicant who wanted to pay full price, and I was another applicant who couldn't pay full price. But after a few days, all of a sudden that first applicant fell out, and then they gave it to me and they said, hey, we're actually totally open to giving you this place for the price you want. And I was like, wait, what? What? And so I ended up moving there, lived there for 2.5 years. It was still one of my favorite places that I've ever lived at. It was amazing. So this is one example to show you the power of trusting. If I didn't trust and I just thought that maybe I didn't manifest hard enough, I would have never been called to take action to even look at that other house. If I did not trust and I did not feel in alignment, I would have never taken the actions I did that led me to then getting that place, and then randomly getting that place for a cheaper price than what they were wanting. So that is just one example to show you the power of trusting. One more example, and you can totally skip past this if you don't want a bunch of these examples, and I'll put timestamps linked down below so you can skip to the next step if you don't care to hear examples. But one more example that I have. I was trying to manifest opening my own business, and then all of a sudden I got this opportunity to sell crystals and bracelets at an event. Although I'd never done this before, I had no crystals, I had no business, I hadn't done anything like this, but I thought this was such a cool opportunity and I really wanted to take it. And I didn't have much money at the time, but I took everything that I had, bought a resale license, and bought a bunch of crystals, and bought some beads and made bracelets. And I just thought, oh my gosh, this is such a cool opportunity and I'm so excited for this and maybe it's gonna lead to something even more. But then lo and behold, a few days before the event was supposed to happen, all of a sudden it gets canceled and they're like, okay, never mind, this event isn't happening anymore. And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, like I spent all of this money for these things, like basically every penny that I have, and now I'm left with all this stuff and I have no one to sell it to. Like I've never done this before. And I could have had two perspectives in this moment. One perspective could have been, why is the universe against me? Why are these things happening? Maybe I wasn't supposed to do this. Maybe I just wasted all of this money on all of these things and now I'm just gonna have to sit with it and I have no other opportunities and blah, 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 blah. I could have fallen into that mindset, into that lack-based mindset and let worry consume me and let this lack of trust lead me into a dark moment. Instead though, I focused on trusting it. I was like, okay, the universe clearly led me towards getting a resale license and buying all of these crystals and making bracelets. The universe somehow led me to that, but for some reason it wasn't supposed to be at this event for whatever reason, because it's out of my control. I can't make the event reappear, but I trusted that somehow all of these things were supposed to happen. And I trusted that. And then I asked myself, okay, what could I do from here? And the only thing that I could think of was maybe I can open an online store. Even though I have no audience, I've never done business before, I've never done anything like this, I have no knowledge about it, but let me just try it out and see what happens. So I opened an online store, and for the first 2 months, I got absolutely no sales. But then again, I didn't have much of an audience, I didn't know how to market stuff, and I had no idea what I was doing. So granted, going 2 months without a sale, that's pretty dang normal. And most stores when they open can sometimes even go a year without a sale. But after 2 months, I got my first sale and that was crazy. And I still had no idea even how to ship an item. I had no idea what I was doing and I was Googling a bunch of things, trying to figure stuff out. And that eventually led to me having the business that I do today, where I have an online shop where we hand make beaded bracelets and we sell crystals and now all sorts of other kinds of jewelry, which is really cool. So it led me to the business that I have now. And this is another story of trusting. When you trust that everything is in perfect alignment and it is leading you to what you're manifesting. At the time, I was trying to manifest having my own business of some kind. And at first, it looked like it was going to be having a business selling crystals and jewelry at events. But that ended up falling through. And now it led me towards selling crystals and jewelry on an online website, which was never a plan that I had ever in my life. But the universe led me to that because it was more in alignment than what was at first happening. But I would have never had the idea to open up a crystal jewelry store online on my own if that event did not happen first and if that event didn't get canceled and all these other things happened. So you have to trust that even when things are falling apart, even when they look like they are shifting or changing and not working out, that actually might be in your most divine alignment. And I can tell you 100% in my experience, whenever I've trusted that everything is always working out in my favor and everything always is in alignment, that is the moment that the magic starts happening. When you can trust that everything is in divine alignment and is working out in your favor, that is when you invite in all of the magic. And that is where things are gonna start opening up for you and you're gonna start releasing any resistance and you're gonna stay high vibe and you're not gonna lose the emotional resonance and the emotional alignment to what you want, because the energetic alignment is everything. And when you trust that everything is working out in your favor, you stay in energetic alignment with what you want. That is why trusting is so important. And step number 4 is becoming a vibrational match to what you desire. Once you are in vibrational alignment and you match with that, you're gonna amplify everything in your reality that is equal to that vibration. So there's actually this emotional scale of consciousness that was made by David R. Hawkins. It's right here and you can see all of the different emotions. You can see that the really positive emotions are higher on the consciousness scale than the lower emotions. Whenever you are feeling good, you are usually in alignment with what it is that you're trying to attract. But when you feel bad, you're out of alignment with what it is you're trying to attract. And that's why when you start worrying or feeling negative or feeling fear or scarcity, that's where we start pushing our desires away rather than calling them to us. You start being a magnet to your desires when you are in those higher vibrational emotional states. And you need to be a vibrational match with what you desire in order to achieve it. And the way that you know that you're a vibrational match with what you desire is when you can feel the emotions as if it's already happened. That is the exact vibration of your desire. And if you can feel that emotion as if it's already happened, and if you can imagine what that would feel like, that is the moment that you are in vibrational alignment with what you want. And that's when you're a vibrational match to it. I've seen so many people ask, what is the vibration of becoming rich? What is the vibration of wealth? What is the vibration of manifesting my career? How do I know what the vibration is? The vibration is the emotion you would feel when you achieve it. That is the vibration of that thing. So when you're feeling that emotion, you are in alignment with it. So another little example that I have for you, if you find yourself attracting a guy who's not interested in you, it may be because your emotions are based out of fear, scarcity, and lack. You might be worried that you can't manifest the love of your life. You might be worried that you're never gonna find the love of your life. And those emotions are a vibrational match towards lack and scarcity and fear. And of course, therefore, you would be attracting someone who's not interested in you, or you'd be attracting someone who's playing out a dynamic that you're not wanting to attract. So if you can look at how you're truly feeling inside, and if you can look at the fears, beliefs, or negative thoughts that keep coming up, if you're constantly wondering, am I doing enough manifestation? Have I done enough? When is that manifestation gonna happen? Am I gonna live alone for the rest of my life? All of these other negative thoughts that come in, you are now becoming a vibrational match to attracting more fear and more lack and more scarcity, which means you're gonna be attracting people who don't desire a relationship with you, or people who keep cheating, or people who are not in alignment with what you actually want. So if you want to attract what you actually desire, you need to trust and become a vibrational match to that thing. And that's feeling the emotions as if it's already happened. So feeling the emotions as if you've attracted your ultimate soulmate and your dream career and your dream life. What does that emotion feel like? And then trusting the universe that that is happening. You are in alignment to it, and it will happen. As long as you can trust, that means you're not going to fall into those fears or those worries or those limitations. So there's also a couple more things that I want to talk about. One of them being the boomerang effect. Think about the energy that you put towards things. Whatever energy that you put into doing something or taking action or thinking, that is the energy you're going to get out of it. So if you do something with passion, with inspiration, with excitement, that is the energy that is going to reflect back to you. Versus if you take action from a place of fear or a place of scarcity or a place of lack, that's going to be where you keep reflecting that back to you. So let's say you really want to attract financial abundance, but right now you keep noticing that you get bills in the mail, all of your money's just falling through your fingertips and you don't know what to do about it. Every time that you pay a bill, if you do it from a place and you take action on that from a place of scarcity and lack, and you think, oh my God, just another one of these things in the mail, why is it so hard? Why can't I attract money? And why does it always fall out of my fingertips? And why do these bills keep coming in? This is so negative. And the energy that you're putting into that is the energy that you're going to get out of it. Therefore, now you're going to be attracting more bills to come your way and more of these things. And no, we cannot control every single thought that we have. That's impossible. So it's inevitable that sometimes we're going to have these negative thoughts. And I want to tell you that that is okay. You are not meant to control every single thought that you have. That is not the point of manifestation. However, when we can catch ourselves in those moments, and when we have those light bulb moments that say, oh wait, I'm acting from my subconscious self, those old patterns, those old habits, those old routines, those old thoughts. And instead, let me now look at this bill and think about it in an abundant way. What would it feel like if I was paying this bill as my most abundant self? What would that feel like? What would it feel like if I had more than enough in the bank and I was saving more than I ever thought that I could? Buying all the things that I wanted. I had a vacation to go to next week and there's this little bill in the mail that I have to pay. What would that feel like? Because that's an emotion that's going to put you into becoming a vibrational match with abundance once again. And that's going to lead you to thinking in new ways, feeling new ways, and taking action in new ways. And that's going to lead you to a new outcome. When you are a vibrational match to what you want, and when you're feeling abundant and all these different things, all of a sudden you're going to get new ideas in your head that you would have never thought of otherwise. Because when you're not a vibrational match and you're in that lack or scarcity mindset, you are putting up boundaries and walls in your mind that stop you from thinking outside of the box. You're putting yourself in a limited fear-based mindset. And it is so difficult to think of abundant ideas when you're in a fear-based mindset. However, if you can shift your mindset to all of a sudden feeling the emotions of being abundant and what that would be like, all of a sudden now your brain is wired to think about ideas that can actually bring you more of that. All of a sudden your brain opens up to all these new ideas that you would have never thought of otherwise. So you don't need to control every single thought that you have. That is impossible. But when you can catch yourself thinking in one of those old or lack or scarcity-based mindsets, it's about just noticing that, being okay with it, and being like, wait, let me shift that. You don't need to have 100% of your thoughts and your emotions in alignment in order to manifest, but you do need your most predominant thoughts and emotions to be in alignment. You will be creating that new reality and shifting out of your old one. But if most of your thoughts and emotions are negative and out of alignment, those are going to be the ones that are winning. So it's not a matter of being 100% perfect. That is an absolute lie. You don't need to be 100% perfect, but if you can just be 51% in alignment, you are gonna be good. And it does take some working up to get to, so don't get frustrated with yourself in this process. Don't be hard on yourself. It takes us a while to begin creating these new patterns, creating the new emotional feelings, and creating the new thoughts, and creating the new actions. It takes some time, so be patient with yourself and just keep coming back to these new thoughts. Keep coming back to those new feelings that feel good. And the more that you can do that, the more that you're going to create a new pattern around that. And the more likely it is to become your new dominant state. And right when it becomes your dominant state, even just 51%, now you're going to be manifesting what it is that you desire. So I really don't want you to leave this video feeling like you need to be 100% perfect, because that's absolutely false. We all have negative emotions, and sometimes those have a purpose too. And that is okay. And trusting that anything that comes up is in alignment. When you can just continue to trust, even if you have a really bad day, that is okay. Even if you have a really bad week, that's okay. We can pick up and try again tomorrow. It's okay to have bad days. When you're manifesting something, it's not saying that you need to be perfect all the time. It's just saying be aware and use that awareness to start shifting yourself back to where you want to be, back towards where your desires are, when you feel like you're done processing the negative stuff. So the boomerang effect, the energy in which you do things is the energy that you get out of them. So when you approach a situation with a positive, good feeling emotion, that is the emotion that you're likely to get out of that experience. So take action from a place that is high vibe, and you'll be good to go. Also, the practice of gratitude is incredibly powerful. When we feel gratitude, that is the energy of having received something. Because whenever we naturally feel grateful is because something just happened that makes us feel grateful. We just received something. Gratitude is the energy of receiving. So if you can be grateful for what you already have, all of a sudden you're in the energetic frequency of receiving, which makes you receive more of it. So count all of your blessings and make reasons why you're grateful for them. If you can come up with 10 reasons why you're grateful for something, you're gonna feel so much more emotion around that thing, and it's gonna become so much more powerful, and that energy of receiving is gonna be so much more amplified. So if you start practicing gratitude daily and you count maybe 1 to 5 things that you're grateful for, and you list 10 reasons why you're grateful for those things, you are going to get into the energy of receiving, which is going to help you receive so much quicker. Step number 5 in this process is inspired action. Once you are in that vibrational alignment, that vibrational match to what you want, all of a sudden you're gonna get ideas in your head, because now you've expanded out of your old state of consciousness and your old state of awareness. Your old state of consciousness is a reflection of your current reality, but your new state of consciousness, the one where you feel the emotions of already receiving something, that opens you up to a new state of consciousness. And in that new state of consciousness, you're going to now think of ideas that are outside of the box of what you would normally think of. All of a sudden you're gonna get ideas that are in alignment to what it is that you're trying to manifest. So if you're trying to manifest your dream career and your dream business and you're feeling as if it's already happened, all of a sudden you're gonna get these inspiring ideas that are like, ooh, if I make a website with this and this and this, and it's about this, and I sell this, and then this is gonna happen, all of a sudden you're gonna get all these ideas, and they're gonna feel really good. And you'll know that it's inspired action because it's gonna feel inspiring to take that action. It's gonna feel exciting to take that action, to where you can't wait to get on your computer and open up that business. Or all of a sudden you're gonna get this inspired action to join a dating app, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, wait, this is so much fun. Let me make my profile a huge reflection of me, and let me make it amazing, and let me really put my heart and soul into it. You know, things like that. You're gonna get these ideas that feel in alignment, and they're gonna be ideas that you're excited to take action on. And that's when you know that that idea is inspired action. And that's when you take action on those things. And those actions are gonna be what give you the results of your manifestation. It's inspired action that actually leads us to that manifestation. All of a sudden, we're gonna find ourselves getting all these ideas and taking these actions that bring us a new reality. They bring us a new outcome. But we cannot get inspired action until we change our vibrational frequency. When we become a vibrational match to what it is that we want, that is when inspired action takes place. And one of the best ways to get inspired action and to really create a strong emotion is to meditate. If you meditate and you imagine that something's already manifested, your brain does not know the difference between reality and imagination. Your brain thinks the same thing is happening. And they've actually actually done studies with athletes and told them to imagine winning a competition and what that would feel like and what that would be like, and to imagine the entire play of a game or competition that they were about to go into, and to imagine that they were performing their absolute peak and their absolute best, and that all of the best things were happening, and that they achieved the most success that they've ever gotten. And once they go through that visualization before a game or before a match, all of a sudden their success rate has skyrocketed, and they actually tend to achieve what it is that they imagined. So if you can prep yourself, and if you can go into a meditation and visualize what it would be like to manifest all of these different things in your life, your success rate skyrockets. You're going to get ideas, you're going to be in a vibrational match, and that practice really primes the mind and creates new neural networks that are created because your brain thinks you're actually experiencing what you're visualizing. And if you're visualizing that you're now a business owner, you're creating neural networks of a business owner as if you're actually doing it, which is gonna help you shift your thoughts, it's gonna help you shift your emotions, and it's gonna help you shift your actions that you take thereon after. So prime your mind with meditation. It is so powerful. Those are the 5 different steps. And step number 6 is to receive. You will start receiving all that it is that you are trying to manifest when you do these steps. You don't need to do some fancy ritual, although those can be helpful because they do influence the subconscious mind as well, but you don't need any of that. You just need these 5, technically 6 steps if you count receiving as a step. That is all you need to manifest anything. So after you are done watching this video, go to step 1 and get clear on what you want to manifest. Step 2, visualize and feel it. Step 3, trust. Step number 4, become a vibrational match. And step number 5, take the inspired action that comes to you then on after. Those 5 different steps will bring you towards anything that you want to manifest. They will help you achieve any of your desires. This is such a powerful formula, and it's all here in one video that you can come back to at any time. And thank you so much for joining me here today for this manifestation masterclass. I hope it helped you out, and I hope you enjoy the journey of manifesting all of your desires. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, and until next time, bye!